Our current taxation system has been with us since around 1913, so over 100 years now. That's the longest period we've ever waited to switch tax basis, and yet our economy has changed manyfold in that time period. Prior to taxing income, we taxed alcohol and tobacco. That provided 80% of the revenue of the federal government. Prior to alcohol and tobacco, one of the great reasons for the Civil War were the taxes that they were levying against cotton. One of the reasons we ended up taxing income in 1913 was the Industrial Revolution was starting to really hit the ground running, and income was becoming the 900-pound gorilla in our economy. That was epitomized by Henry Ford paying workers $5 an hour. Back then, that was an enormous amount of money. We were using technology and workers, and they were producing at such a highly efficient level, we could actually tax those wages, and they would still be able to live. Income ruled the economy. If you were to make a graph that started in 1850, which is when the Industrial Revolution really began, you would see that wages kept track with the increase in production. The real change occurred in our economy around 1970. We had stagflation, the debt was beginning to grow. Inflation was a huge deal back then. And what was most significant is that wages stopped growing in the 1970s. They have never recovered. When you correct for inflation, wages have stayed flat since the 1970s. We were beginning to tax the wrong thing, I would argue, in taxing income. What you do with taxes greatly impacts the direction an economy goes, and taxes should be something that reflect the economy. And where do you want it to go? Productivity is at an all-time high. Our factories are actually running at a small percentage of capacity. We could produce much more than we produce today. We just don't have the customers to buy because the customers don't have the wages anymore. So the tax base is something that is critical in looking at a tax. What do you tax? Wages have become an insignificant part of our economy. Taxes make a huge difference in people's lives today.